Live from our Kwaja studios in Blantyre, we bring you the latest edition of MBC News. You're with me, Arthur Chokoto. Our top stories. President Zachitika to preside over the swearing-in ceremony of newly appointed deputy ministers in Lilongwe today. Dodma calls for more support towards people affected by floods in the country. Former First Deputy Speaker of the immediate past Parliament cohort, Madalito Kazombo, has died. Glad you could join us. President Professor Arthur Peter Zachitika will preside over the swearing-in ceremony of newly appointed deputy ministers in Lilongwe today. According to a statement from Chief Secretary, the ceremony will take place at Kamuzu Palace from 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Minister of Transport and Public Works, Japi Muhango, has urged the Department of Road Traffic and Safety Services, DRTSS, to find lasting solutions to the rising number of motorcycle accidents in the country. Muhango made the remarks in Lilongwe during a familiarization tour at the Department of Road Traffic and Safety Services and Roads Authority. Olive Piri reports.
Minister of Transport and Public Works, Japi Muhango, visited the Department of Road Traffic and Safety Services, DRTSS, and Roads Authority, RA. Speaking during a meeting with officials at the Department of Road Traffic and Safety Services, Muhango expressed a concern over motorcycle accidents, which he said are on the rise. Muhango said the accidents are putting a strain on the country's resources, especially the health sector, as many motorcycle operators are involved in accidents which overwhelm hospitals. He also emphasized the need for the department to avoid corrupt practices, warning that anyone found engaging in corruption will be relieved of their duties.
Many accidents that are taking place in this country are attributed to cabas operators. I've challenged the team both in the ministry as well as in the department to make sure that they up their game to address this problem.
The Department of Road Traffic and Safety Services says 1 in every 5 reported road crashes involves a motorcycle, accounting for 30% of total road traffic fatalities and making them the second deadliest vehicle category. In his remarks, Director for the department, Christopher Kuyera, said the department has embarked on awareness campaigns promoting registration of motorcycles and is working with various stakeholders to reduce the accidents.
We are doing a lot of awareness and civic education activities, and we are reaching them to every other corner of this country. And the other issue is that we have mobile marches, whereby we go to the remotest areas of this country to reach out to them so that they can get registered and licensed properly.
During the minister's visit to Roads Authority, it was noted that the authority is facing underfunding challenges due to unavailability of fuel levy, which also affects road maintenance and rehabilitation works. Chief Executive Officer for the authority, Amio Champiti, said they are only getting funds for roads maintenance from Roads Fund Administration.
Normally, road maintenance is funded through road levy or fuel levy. And fuel levy has not been coming for a while, and it is Road Fund Administration which normally does the accounting.
The minister conducted the familiarization tour to the 2 departments under his ministry following his appointment to the ministry earlier this week. Olive Piri, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, has called for more support towards people affected by floods in the country since the onset of the 2025-2026 rainy season. Commissioner for DODMA, Wilson Moleni, says floods have displaced many people who are in dire need of food and non-food items, which the department alone cannot provide, hence the call. DODMA has since detailed the impact of the rains, which have claimed 36 lives, injured 168 people, with 3 still missing. Over 35,000 households have been affected by floods since September last year.
There are places where we've just given them maybe maize as a relief item, just to make sure that we alleviate the food problem. And there have been places where we've been able to give a bit more than maize. But it's quite challenging. This kind of work needs a lot of resources because, I mean, at the moment we're running 2 programs as part of our response. One is the lean season, going to all districts, and then 2 is the disaster response, where we responding to places that have been hit by disasters arising out of the stormy winds and the stormy rain. This season poses a challenge in terms of deliveries. You've been tracking the challenges. We struggle to support people in Kota Kota and Wangwa area until the roads were fixed a few days ago, as Kota Kota was cut off from all sides. And so it became extremely difficult. Deliveries are becoming a challenge, but we are coping with difficulties. I think the only challenge is a delay to reach the beneficiaries. We are also constrained in terms of reaching the people with the correct items that we normally intend to give to beneficiaries, food and non-food items. So that's also a challenge because the needs of the people are beyond just food items. Like for the camps, for example, we need, and this one I must trace, that we need, for example, in Kota Kota, we need tents. And these tents are needed urgently. But the partnerships we have supplied some, but we're still remaining because most of these camps are in schools. We want to have those tents much earlier so that the schools can be evacuated. That next week or thereabout, students can go back to school. Maybe just to highlight that beyond the tents, people need mosquito nets and a lot of other non-food items are needed.
One of the lead researchers who have discovered the world's oldest cremation pyre for an adult at Hora Mountain in Mzimba has asked government to consider preserving the site and declaring it a heritage center. Dr. Zachitika Thompson of the Yale University has told NBC that the discovery is a global wonder which deserves to be cherished and protected. Details in this report by Tamvani.
Built about 9,500 years ago in the monumental rock shelter at the foot of Hora Mountain in Mzimba, the cremation pyre is believed to be the world's oldest of its kind, containing adult remains. During the 2-year excavation, which ran from 2017 to 2018, lead researchers Dr. Jessica Cerezo Roman of the University of Oklahoma and Dr. Zachitika Thompson of Yale University discovered 170 human bone fragments, apparently from an adult woman just under 1.5 meters tall, on a pyre which is the size of a queen-size bed. Along with the skeletons of the woman, the archaeologists also found several other pieces of bones of other humans, as well as the ash from the cremation process. When NBC visited the excavation site, old bones could still be traced around the site, but we cannot independently verify if they are human bones or not. Speaking to NBC in a written conversation, Dr. Thompson said the discovery is historical and government must move in quickly to protect the site before people start making their own dig around the place. Professor Boston Soko, a local historian and culture expert, says the discovery has the potential to boost the country's tourism sector, hence the need for government to declare it a protected area.
I hope that the government can come in through the Ministry of Tourism to build some structures, even trails up the mountain and around the mountain. So I don't know how this can be done, but definitely we need government action on this one. This is historical.
While echoing Professor Soko's call, Mzimba Heritage Association chairperson Ndabazake Tole says the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, must also put Hora Mountain on the list of World Heritage Sites.
And we're also appealing to the people around, through His Majesty Nkosiyamapos, to sensitize the community that nobody should tamper with that place, which means now the whole Hora Mountain is declared definitely. One day it will become a natural heritage site. So we're looking forward to see Hora being declared as a World Heritage Site. And it's not only Malawi government, I'm sure. Even UNESCO, Malawi will take it up.
Government officials are yet to respond to the discovery. While the discovery in Malawi is the oldest cremation pyre for an adult, the oldest cremation pyre in general is that of a 3-year-old child in Alaska, USA, which is 11,500 years old. Temba Mwale, MPC News, Mzimba.
Vendors in Mzuzu have threatened to stop paying market fees, accusing Mzuzu City Council of failing to collect refuse in the main market. Chairperson of the market, Victor Gama, said the situation is worrisome and they fear a cholera outbreak, which has been reported in some parts of the country. Meklina Chira with the details.
Sanitation and hygiene are a big problem in some major markets across Malawi. Mzuzu Market is one of them, with refuse left uncollected for weeks, creating an environment conducive to the spread of diseases such as cholera. Speaking to MPC, vendor Luloma expressed frustration, stating that the council is not considerate of their health.
Seriously, they don't care about our health. Flies are everywhere and the place smells like a toilet here. That's unacceptable.
Victor Gama, chairperson of the market, said they are planning to engage the council, and if no improvement is made, they will stop paying market fees.
We have decided that if they don't sort out the cleanliness and waste issue, we will stop paying the market fees. Just look at the state of things. It's time for them to step up.
Chembekezo Mozesi is mayor from Mzuzu City and had this to say.
As Mzuzu City, we are trying our best. As you can see, many places in town now, they're clean and they're safe. Only that the vendors, you cannot understand them. Most of the time they think of if they pay the fee, which means they are buy everything. So, but we try our best as Mzuzu City.
Mzuzu City Council says it has lined up a number of activities to enhance sanitation and hygiene in the city. Meklina Chirwa, MPC News, Mzuzu.
You're watching the morning edition of MPC News. A reminder of our top stories. President Mutharika to preside over the swearing-in ceremony of newly appointed deputy ministers in Lilongwe today. Dodma calls for more support towards people affected by floods in the country. Former first deputy speaker of the immediate past parliament cohort, Madalito Gazombo, has died. Welcome back. Learners who have been facing mobility challenges to attend lessons at Kapako Primary School in Mangochi due to long distance now have a sigh of relief following a donation of push bicycles from government through the Mangochi District Council. Speaking to MBC, Director of Education and Sports for Mangochi District Council, McDonald Kuse, said the donation is part of government's move to advance policies that will help promote school attendance in the country. Francis Banda has filed this report read by Owen Mavula.
Learners who used to travel long distance to attend classes at Kapako Primary School in the area of Group Village Headman in Talika in Mangochi have all the reasons to smile after Mangochi District Council, through its education office, donated push bicycles to the school to ease mobility challenges. Speaking to MBC, Director of Education and Sports for Mangochi, McDonald Kuse, said government is donating the bicycles largely to improve education standards in the country. He described Kapako as one of the schools producing good results in primary school leaving certificate of education examinations despite being in remote area where resources such as electricity are limited.
It is a donation by the government of Malawi. So this donation is going to different primary schools in Malawi and even some secondary schools in Malawi. But here in Mangochi, we sat down and tried to identify which would be one of these schools. So in our wisdom, we found that Kapako has got some challenges in terms of mobility of our students.
One of the beneficiaries, Dorothy Henry, who is in Standard 7, commended Mangochi District Council for reaching out to the school with the donation.
I am very happy because these bicycles will minimize our mobility challenges. I thank government for considering our school with this donation. My challenge was that when I was sent back for coming late to school, I was missing lessons.
Chairperson for Mangochi District Council, Elias Sauzande, said the initiative will continue and warned parents and guardians against abusing the resources. In his remarks, Councillor from Timabi Ward, Daud Bata, who represented Member of Parliament for the area, Shadrack Namalomba, assured people in the area that plans are also underway to construct modern bridges to address mobility challenges.
Government has promised to sustain the Youth Innovation Fund YIF program, saying it is impacting much on young people in the country. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Patricia Wiskes, made the remarks when she inspected the youth-led organizations that are benefiting from the fund in Balaka and Blantyre. Charles Pensulo reports.
Last year, government launched the Youth Innovation Fund YIF, designed to empower young people with the resources, technical support and platforms they need to transform bold ideas into viable solutions that contribute to national development. Minister of Youth Patricia Wiskes visited Youth for Green Economy and Springs of Hope in Balaka, as well as Micromake in Blantyre, where she expressed dissatisfaction with what the organizations are doing using the funds that are assisting in transforming the lives of the youth. Among others, using the 15 million kwacha fund from YIF, the Micromake is producing drones that assist in transporting medical supplies to hard-to-reach areas, production of shoes, and plastic recycled bricks. Elijah Kawinga is the research developer at Micromake.
NICOM has provided us with 15 million. This 15 million is allocated towards developing new drones with a large wingspan that allows us to carry medicine to the hard-to-reach areas of Malawi.
Director of Programs at the National Youth Council of Malawi, which is implementing the initiative, Willow Tilumbe, said the council is ready to disperse the second tranche of funding, considering that the initiative is bearing fruits.
We are very happy because what the young people are doing, the minister has seen it for herself, and she's been able to appreciate the challenges. She's been able to appreciate the ideas, the innovations, the enterprises that young people have, and the need for scaling up this.
The minister then made an assurance that the government will proceed with the program now that it is meeting its intended purpose.
I am actually very impressed with the progress that is made in Blantyre. I am very happy to note that out of the 3 youth groups that we have visited today, 2 of them already received funding, at least the first tranche. Only 1 of them has not yet received funding, and they cited delayed submission of documents, but they are hoping to get their funding in the shortest time possible.
Government set aside 2 billion kwacha for the Youth Innovation Fund to catalyze youth-driven innovation, entrepreneurship and job creation in alignment with the Malawi 2063. Charles Pensulo, MBC News, Blantyre.
In sports, NBS Bank and the Football Association of Malawi have expressed satisfaction with the organization and level of competition in the inaugural NBS National Division League, which concludes this Sunday with the official crowning of champions Red Lions at Balaka Stadium. Praise Majawa has compiled this report.
Speaking during a media briefing at Mpila village in Blantyre, Football Association of Malawi marketing manager Mayamiko Kafwamba said the 12-team league has been highly competitive and has met its objectives.
We are very happy with the progress of the league. It gave a stiff competition to the teams. You agree with me, for the first weeks, the gap was not that huge. It was 2 to 3 points, meaning it was stiff competition. I think we have achieved what we want to achieve, and we hope we'll get some national team players from this NTO league.
NBS Bank Head of Marketing, Frank Magombo, said the sponsors have lined up several activities on the final day, including music performances and prize draws for fans.
We're excited and we're happy with the progress so far. The matches have been played very well and we've seen a lot of talent on the ground, and there hasn't been any violence. All the games were played without any violence, so that has been a great success. And then we've seen intense competition throughout. We didn't expect when the tournament started that Red Lions would emerge as winners.
On Sunday, promoted side Red Lions will face fellow promoted team Baka City, who are currently second on the table, in a match that will be free to enter. Mitundu Baptists have also secured promotion to the TNM Super League and sit third. The champions will pocket 15 million kwacha, runners up 10 million kwacha, while the third place team will receive 5 million kwacha. NBS Bank and Farm are implementing a 3-year sponsorship agreement valued at 1 billion kwacha. Praise Majawa, MBC Sport Blantyre.
On a side note, former First Deputy Speaker of the immediate past Parliament cohort, Madalito Kazombo, has died. A family member, Kumbize Kandodo Chibonda, has confirmed the death. Kazombo died at a clinic in Lilongwe after an asthma attack. Meanwhile, the Speaker of the Malawi National Assembly, Samir Gafar Suleiman, has announced in a statement that details regarding the funeral program will be communicated in due course. The body of former Cabinet Minister Monjeza Maluza has been laid to rest at his home village in Mtakataka, Dedza. Minister of Information and Government spokesperson Shadrack Namalomba, who represented the president, said late Maluza was one of those who played a key role in upholding democracy, democratic governance and its principles as the country transitioned from one-party rule to multi-party. We have this report.
The late Monjeza Maluza passed away on January 5 after a long illness. He was 90 years old. He served in the Malawi Police Service and retired at the rank of commissioner. In the 1990s, he ventured into politics and became a member of parliament for Dedza East during the United Democratic Front era. During that time, the country's first democratically elected president, Dr. Bakili Muluzi, appointed Monjeza Maluza as Minister of Homeland Security, a position he held between 1999 and 2003. In recognition of his service to the nation, his funeral was accorded military honors by the Malawi Defense Force. People of all walks of life escorted the late Monjeza Maluza when he walked his last mile at Kafuluma village in the area of Senior Chief Kachindamoto in Dedza district. In his eulogies, Minister of Information Shadrack Namalomba, who represented the president, said Monjeza Maluza was among those who contributed to the advancement of democracy in the country. He added that Maluza served with dedication and ensured that democratic principles and policies were upheld.
He began his career as a police officer and retired as a police officer. And from there, he joined other sons and daughters of this land to fight for multipartyism, to bring democracy into this country, to end the one-party rule. He became a member of parliament for this area. And during that time, when he was a member of parliament, he also became a minister Homeland Security. So during his time, he did quite a lot. You may recall at that particular time, towards 2004, there was that infamous bill that came to Parliament about 30 term, and he stood against it and in favor of democracy.
Speaking on behalf of the family, Isaiah Kanjanga and Stephen Gwadila said Maluza was a man who helped his relatives and others regardless of their background. They thanked the government for the support it provided to the bereaved family. Gwadila further encouraged the family to remain united and continue strengthening their bond. Among those who attended the funeral were the Deputy Inspector Generals of the Malawi Police Service. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika condoled the bereaved family with 1 million kwacha, while Information Minister Shadrack Namalomba and the Malawi Police Service condoled the family with 200,000 Malawi kwacha each. Yamikani Simutowe, MBC.
In international news, the U.S. withdrawal from international organizations has sparked widespread reactions globally. Human rights advocates and environmental groups view this move as abandonment of U.S. leadership on the global stage. Telson Magombo with a report.
The withdrawal has come at a time when global cooperation is crucial to address pressing issues like climate change, health crisis, and economic development. The move is expected to have significant impact on global governance, particularly in areas of climate change, where U.S. is one of the world's largest emitters and economies. According to analysts, this signals a shift in power dynamics, potentially allowing other nations like China to expand their influence in areas previously dominated by U.S.-led initiatives. Furthermore, reduced support for organizations focused on health, child welfare, and human rights may increase crises in vulnerable groups. Experts have warned that the decision reflects a broader trend where national power is prioritized over human rights consideration. Telson Magombo, MBC News.
And that's it from our newsroom for now. But before we leave, a recap of our top stories. President Mutharika to preside over the swearing-in ceremony of newly appointed deputy ministers in Lilongwe today. Dodma calls for more support towards people affected by floods in the country. Former First Deputy Speaker of the immediate past Parliament cohort, Madalito Kazombo, has died. Keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You are with me, Arthur Chokoto. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Sabara ino mu program ya Woman Talk.
Uli mwambi umene umanena kuti mawu amalenga. Kodi ifeyo ngati anthu timachita bwanji?
Tikapsha mtima. Tisamafulumire kuyankhula mawu siyana.
Mwana kumunena tuku udzakhala mfiti.
Uwona ine ntakunena mene uwona ozapangani maisi winda.
Mawu amamanga, mawu amawononga.
Maka ma social media. Yes.
Ankonena zabodza osamalekerera anthu otemberera nzawo.